everybody, this is the Veteran, looking almost as suave as James Bond, I will say so myself. The movie of today is The Man with the Golden Gun, aka Roger Moore's second outing as the world's worst secret agent, in Roger Moore's own words. Because as he has said in some interview, he is basically a secret agent who goes around and introduces himself to people. That's not very secret, and you can't play that with a straight face. Anyway, so after the Bond franchise was revitalized by Live and Let Die, that came out I think it was 73, they did The Man with the Golden Gun. This should have been an all-out awesome movie, but it started kind of rocky and couldn't quite recover from it. We have a story here that could have been absolutely magnificent, because we have Christopher Lee as our villain and as Francisco Scaramanga. And I think that if we would have had a cat and mouse chase between the Man with the Golden Gun and James Bond throughout the world, it could have been chef kisses all around. But we're gonna spend a little bit too much on this movie with solar panels and energy crisis. Let's find out, shall we, what's good and what's bad about this movie. This is The Man with the Golden Gun. Francisco Scaramanga, aka Christopher Lee, is an assassin for hire, 1 million per job, and he carries around with him a golden gun, and he fires golden bullets on his victims. He only needs one bullet per, target. A bullet with 007's number on it has emerged in London, and they think that Scaramanga is out for him, and they pull James Bond from his regular duties, and because they don't want to lose him as an asset. I always felt that thing was a little bit, But why though? To what end? But James Bond starts, of course, to look around for the Man with Golden Gun to see why he is, being targeted by him. And this should have, as I said, lead to a cat and mouse chase, between Scaramanga and James Bond. But it's kind of sidelined because they figure that this is something to do with the energy crisis. M at one point says in 1974 with a straight face that coal and oil is almost, out. We're gonna run out of it. I think he even said this decade. No, M, you were wrong about that one. But instead, this is kind of a mundane chase around the world, rather than James Bond is mostly stuck in Thailand and investigating some kind of a triad, mob boss or something like that called High Fat, who works for Scaramanga, or Scaramanga works for him. It's either way, that thing was okay, but nothing that was really, really impressive. So this is kind of a middle-of-the-road James Bond film. It doesn't have the cool vibe that Live and Let Die had. It doesn't have the epic silliness that, became the staple for Roger Moore with Moonraker and The Spy Who Loved Me. But it is a pretty entertaining movie by and large, but for James Bond standard, it is kind of low. There are sequences in this movie that I think is absolutely fantastic. I like the actors in this movie. Roger Moore's charm is always fun to see, and Christopher Lee, even though his screen time is a bit too brief, he's still very, very charismatic and has a danger to him that I really like. And we also have a brief appearance from J.W. Pepper. Yes, please, I'll take two. And we do have a couple of sequences that are really, really enjoyable and really, really entertaining. The fight at the karate school, that's great. The car chase ending with what I think is maybe the greatest movie stunt I have ever seen involving a car, even though it is kind of damaged by the fact that they're, laying some silly cartoon sound effects on it, making the sequence feeling less cool. But well, you just have to shut off your ears for a second. The car chase in Bangkok, by the way, leading up to that was not as cool as it should have been, and the boat chase was not very good either. Nothing like the awesomeness of Live and Let Die. The finale of this movie is more psychological rather than, epic. But that didn't help this movie at all, actually. And it just felt, a bit sidelined because, you know, the whole thing with the solar panel thing and stuff like that. The whole thing with Scaramanga felt a little bit, they wanted to do something but felt compelled to do something else. We did have a lot of very cool and awesome characters in this one. Knick-Knack as the butler of Scaramanga, and we also have Britt Ekland as Miss Goodnight, who may or may not be the dumbest and most airheaded bimbo that has ever been in a James Bond film. The jury is still out on that one, but I'm voting for her. But she's not the only Swedish woman that makes an appearance in this movie. Maud Adams also appears in this movie as a mysterious woman that is connected to Scaramanga. Her role in this one will be explained and is actually kind of good. I like that bit. All in all, if you've never seen The Man with the Golden Gun, when you'll see it, you'll see that was a James Bond movie that was not so good. But I'm not sorry that I saw it. The movie, however, has enough good sequences, entertaining bits, fun characters, and small little epic showdowns that it is not the worst of the James Bond films, but it is a pretty uneventful one, if I may say so myself. This is one of the lesser good James Bond films. The story isn't very interesting, but I'm still giving this movie 52 points. It does have moments that are really entertaining and bits of it that I think is brilliant, but it just doesn't have enough good stuff to outweigh the really hokey bullshit stuff that is not as charming as they think it is. And the entire story with Scaramanga really could have been told in a better way, and that finale was just a little bit weird. So I'll see you next time for, well, so and so reviewing, well, such and such. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.